Yeah. So it is 7:29, we'll open up the committee of the whole. And we left off, item G, Bruce Johnson Sports Complex.
Mayor, do you wanna do that last, or do you wanna do it now?
I know that, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we can do it right now.
Alright.
Yeah.
I got information I'll hand to you when we get done that goes along with this, so, we've been playing around with this, looking at this idea for 5 or 6 years, or maybe more than that, doing something with those fields. Councilman Wood brought it up that let's do something that's, you know, so we initiated a couple meetings with, people that are involved with the youth programs now, got some input from them. I've, in my travels, been taking notes and stuff, and actually some pictures of places that I thought were pretty neat as far as adding to this. So just, got some slides here, talked to, Aaron Townley, put some renderings together from the information that I got from people that came to those meetings and
Yep.
just from, you know, other facilities. So we'll just go through this and then just, pipe up if you have any questions.
Yep.
So that's what the fields look like currently. The outfield fences are, just, as long as that's not ricocheting.
No, yeah, you're good, yeah.
275 feet around. You're facing north, both of them, okay? We drew this up in-house and then sent that to Aaron Townley from Townley Engineering to help us throw some renderings together. I also got a hold of Russ Talaski, did some survey work out there as far as elevations, and then came up with a drainage plan for us, so.
And then the Little League did have input, right? We did,
Yeah.
we met with them, Little League did have input on that design and everything.
So these are the elevations, you can't read them here, but it's a big slope off to the east. I think what they did when they originally built these fields is he scraped off a bunch of material off these fields and pushed it over here and just kind of threw them together. Here's the drainage plan that Talaski came up with. It's all when the water wants to run actually to the north. We want to bring it to the south, keep that campground. Outfield fence is right here. The plan would be to put a 12-inch main along the back of the fence, the new fence, and then run it down to the south to that ravine that's on the other side of the parking lot. Okay.
So the grade would run to the north into that ravine, and then the guy would back
No,
over.
to the main, but the tile runs would run to the south. Okay. So here's some renderings that we put together, and then we kind of evolved, and you'll see, and if this is gonna get traction, we could move ahead and, you know, however we wanna do it. So this would be exactly the way it is now, both fields back to back, with being at 75 foot shorter, this was what it would look like, and these are, you put in, Druid cabins that could go over. So the building here, would be the same building that we have currently. We'll go through this all in depth in a second. And then the other thing they wanted to do would be to add concession area, and we'll talk about that a little bit too, so that's what that is here. Okay, go ahead, next one. There'd also be room to put double row of stuff, if we do it this way. And those are cabins. I don't think we ever need that many or want that many, but possibility. This shows the same setup with, campsites along the side. And then, the last meeting we had, there was some input about splitting the fields apart in order to have a walkway between them, and also have a place for people to sit or watch from each baseline. So the next one, shows that. So that's a 30-foot spacing in between. That would end up costing a few bucks more because the fence would have to be doubled up. And then, we have to figure out if we're gonna like both fields or one field, how that would work.
Is there also campsites down here?
Campsites along the bottom.
How big is this parking lot compared to what's currently there?
That's the same size that it is.
My concern was that first rendering that we got, I want bleachers on both sides.
Yeah. So there'd be bleachers here,
Yeah.
and
Bleachers on
bleachers,
side.
bleachers down there too.
Yep.
And then two, when we got talking about this, if we did put campsites along here, and the grandparents or whatever were at the game, they would be able to walk through here to the game, and then have to walk all the way around. You know, it'd be more convenient. And then if there was any games scheduled, especially in holiday weekends and stuff, those campsites would be full anyway. So just kind of outline, and I'll hand you this afterwards. Getting some, leave that other picture out, because we need appointments and stuff. So, if we wanted to jump on this project, there's a baseball or, police versus the firemen's on the 20th or something. We could start immediately afterwards, dismantle the fence, take the stuff down. The big thing would be to get the drainage in place, as, Russ has it put in. It's doubled up in the infield area. And then, if we decided to do turf infields versus grass or clay, the drainage and the subsoil, prep would be all the same. You don't want cheap, you don't want any corners and that, you want
All the
very
same
big.
things.
We want to do that done.
Irregardless of
Done correctly.
Yeah.
The soil in the outfield, especially in this field and areas, I think it's very, if any, non-existent. So you probably have to hire somebody in there with a dozer, windrow the topsoil, reposition subsoil underneath, and then put the black dirt back on top. And then you're gonna end up hauling a bunch more black dirt in. Plus, if you did these sites along the back, you could take that black dirt and push it up here. So you'd have at least 8 minimum, hopefully 12 inches of good topsoil to maintain a good sod in the field. Especially through the summer when it gets hot. Lighting then, those poles that we have right now are still in good shape, believe it or not. We could check them, we could pull them out for sure. If we did both fields, we'd have to purchase, 2 more poles. I have Standard, Meddler, and company out of Illinois looking at this as far as what we want to use for LED lighting. So we could reuse the poles, but everything else would have to be new fixtures and wiring. Would have to be all very.
Did Little League, did they suggest having both lit up or just one, or they didn't really say, right? I don't remember talking about that.
Or do we
anyways.
need any?
Yeah, are there fields around Current County now?
Pigeon.
Pigeon does?
Yeah. I mean, I said they have one, you know, 'cause I know like when my kids were in Little League, we always do one night game up there, and then they had a blast with it, you know, so.
So, you know, the wiring and stuff would have to be installed right away, obviously, before the turf side stuff is put in. Scoreboards, scoreboards, we should at least put the wiring in the posts prior. They could be added a year or 2 later for a fundraiser or something.
Yep.
Do we wanna sprinkle the outfield? You know, keep it green while you're doing it. It's gonna be drained well. You want water to be able to water it.
What was the artificial turf there, how much, is that, would that be the outfield?
just the infield. It would, the cost to do the whole field would be pretty crazy.
Right.
The infield itself is pretty slimmy, just got some budget numbers,
Yeah,
but I think in the long run, that's what we wanna do there.
that's right.
Cause it would cut down maintenance costs immensely.
Yeah,
And then if you got a belly washer,
yeah,
you're playing 10 minutes,
Yeah.
it's over. You're not lying in it, you're not doing that. But, you know, the big cost of that is the subsoil work, and you'd still wanna do that even if you put grass or clay on it, you know.
but I think if we did that, the girls softball, the young girls can play off that also, right?
Yep.
Instead of,
Yep.
if we have grass, they can't, they have dead gravel, or.
Yes.
I was wondering that, cause I never saw any softball fields with sod.
Yeah, so this works out better, cause somebody has to do up girls, and if we did this, then the girls can play on it too.
Yes. If it's turf,
Better.
yes, it's turf, you've got, yep,
So,
yep.
So, you know, we could do, we'd have to be probably clay infield, I'm talking clay, what you're thinking, it's ground up, it's like.
The red clay.
Crushed brick, yeah,
Yep.
so it drains, you know.
If you didn't go with the artificial,
You put a clay
Yeah.
infield in. I think it's called clay. It's reddish,
artificial infield.
it's reddish clay.
No, if you don't do the artificial turf. you
Oh,
wanna go
yeah.
to that. Yeah, that's the next best option.
I got you.
You could sod the outfield, wouldn't recommend doing that. You'd have to really push it to get the sod on the areas that we're gonna have, or the grass on the areas that we plan, hopefully by the first week of September. And then water it and stuff, so we can put it out next summer. Areas in here, that's the same square footage as it is currently, and then this piece here, recommended that we asphalt that prior to putting up the fence. So we were putting the fence, there's asphalt under the fence,
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
so you're not dealing with freaking weeds and
Yep.
stuff growing up there.
Yep, yep.
Nice and neat, clean appearance. This building right now, there's a problem in the northeast corner where the foundation settled and the block cracked a little bit, caught the brick roots. There's a way to fix that. Really put anchors, jacks. It's got a roof on it, Joe put on
Yeah.
probably 5 or 6 years ago.
Yes,
That's-
5 at the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if we left that building there, we'd block up the front, used to be a concession area there, we'd use that for storage. Move the 2 doors that are facing to the south, put one on the east side of the building and one on the west side. And then block up the south side, so the fence would butt up to the side of the building, and we'd go past it, and we could make it ADA compliant. And then a paint job, or possibly put siding in it and furthering strips and you decide that that would last another 3 to 4 years.
Yep.
And then for the concessions, this building we put over here is 80 foot long by 24 foot. So the south side would be a wall, the west side would be a wall, we have a roof on it, 12 by 24 concession area. And then the south, or the north side of this would be, vinyl roll-up side, where you had a tournament or games, you could open that up with a picnic area. You had some inclement weather, or some kids wanted to go up there, we could shut it and put 2 batting cages inside there. Instead of having a separate batting cage outside.
Yep.
Put
Put it all in one compound.
Put it all together. So that would be something that you could, you know, put the subsoil work, if it was a pole structure, set the pole, or if it was slab on grade, or the concrete, something that could be added later. Or it could be done prior to frost and DPW could build it this week. dugouts, there's controversy there about dugouts, some people like them, other people don't like them. You need something that would shade anyway,
Yeah.
but a wall to look through during the Little League game is a pain in the butt, so we probably just fence it in the benches, some type of
Like
cover
a-
that's incorporated with the fence.
Yeah, 4 poles, little lean-to roof over it.
Would we be able to just put dugouts in,
You could put
before
dugouts
you
in.
go down into them,
I mean, down, I don't think you want it, you'd end up with
Yeah,
water
you flood it.
water issues in it. What else we got? Cabins or campsites, like this is laid out, there's 25 here. Last year, the campground generated $461,000 on 182 sites, which is just a few dollars short of $2,500 per site per year. So if you generated that much with these sites, it would be another $62,000, revenue towards the park, or, city, issue or, cost. If we did put these in, it would be 50 amp, and we meter them, so it would be net profit, we would be dealing with what we have now at the campground. Paying electric bills, things like that. So, I just wanna throw that out there, talking about just some budget numbers. If we're gonna do it, we should do it right, first of all.
Yeah.
We got some budget numbers coming in for the fencing and stuff. Lighting, maybe 1 or 2, the asphalt, needs to be put in. I think the turf, if we're gonna do it, artificial turf on the infields, couple other things. The layout, talked to a bunch of people about, turning it 90 degrees or 180, and, pretty much everybody that I spoke to said that those are set up, they should be facing the way they are, because of the sun.
Yeah, because of the sun, yeah. If you flopped them that way, they'd be looking into the sun where they're matting the whole time, so. Okay.
So, as far as, looking at it, we put on there Bruce Johnson Sports Complex, because we're talking about possibly playing, play soccer up there too. We obviously have to talk to Bruce Johnson Field to agree to that name change, to involve softball teams, because this is baseball too.
Yeah.
Or just Johnson Fields, I guess.
Well, if it's sports complex, it kind of all comes.
Yeah, but we have to probably consult with Johnson's.
Yeah, talk to Johnson, yeah. Johnson.
So,
Then have
the,
an issue.
as far as paying for that, we've got our audit done, depending on how we handle, money we overspent from the streets last year, in those 2 funds.
Yeah.
We have to account for that, but looks like the general fund, fund balance is gonna increase, depending on how we do that, over $600,000. Tend to look right now.
Okay.
Our expenditures were actually lower this year than they were this year.
Okay.
On the city. We have about $500,000 fund balance in our park. That's money that's generated by the campground. The budget, the way we budget the recreation and entities in town, the campground pays for everything. There's not tax dollars involved. It's money generated from the park. The only issue we have is the marina. We have,
Yeah. investment in that.
We invested in that.
Yeah.
And Maria's at best breaking pace.
Yep.
So, the only other thing too, in my update, the Army Corps of Engineers was up here last week doing survey work. They're still moving ahead with the dredging project in Harbor. Looking at city property to dispose of about 20,000 cubic yards of material. And it's just a nitrogen issue and kind of DOD, so it's not anything placed with chemicals or anything. And the budget number on that stuff is like $400,000.
And disposal of there. Thanks.
So that might be a source of funds. Will it cost anything near that?
No.
To that?
No.
That would be a source of funds to do that project. So, I'm fired up about it. We have to, obviously get at least some budget numbers together.
Yeah.
But,
What's everybody think on the design? Does everybody like that design?
I like that right there.
I would say we need to get in more depth and some better design. And then you can get more depth on budget too. Okay, this is what it's gonna cost.
What, Ed, what more do you, what do you more need to get more design? Get some, as far as what we need to do, as far as moving dirt around and stuff like that. We'll get a professional, some professionals giving us numbers for lighting,
You just
fencing.
want like a more detailed rendering?
Yeah, you can get, yes, you
So
can
you
hire an
can
engineering firm, pay them
picture-
$10,000 or something, and you can get basically a picture of what this is gonna look like. You can get across breakdowns on what this is gonna take. You can see elevations across the board and what you're gonna cut out of here and what you're gonna pull out of here and put into here, how you're gonna, not just, that.
I don't think it needs to be.
Or you can jump into it and go.
I don't think it needs to be that complicated. Honestly, we're gonna go out there, we know the elevations. We got probably a person that's interested in doing, helping the city on 3 or 4 other projects that I've been involved with. Mr. Talaski knows his stuff, that set up the drainage for that. The other big thing is gonna be, manipulating that material in those fields to get 12 inches of topsoil on the break.
Yeah.
The rest of it's the fence company is gonna fence on. The light company or the Captain Zimmer, the Mauer, that set those poles.
Yeah.
Those are the companies that do that. T or electric co-op sets and stuff for us to hold for the weekend. That big poles.
Can I ask a question? As a mom of little kids at ball fields, are you guys putting bleachers on asphalt? Like, that'll be super hot. Just saying. Asphalt gets pretty hot, during the winter, like in June or July, it's like 90 degrees. It's just me.
Yeah.
That'd be a concern, but you wouldn't have to look at weeds or.
Or concrete pads instead of, asphalt, I've seen that,
Yeah, yeah.
That's
It's
good.
gonna be like concrete where the bleachers are and.
It's a little bit bigger than bleachers, you've seen it around it.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. But yeah, I like that design, I would say
I think that's the best out of all of them.
we kinda start moving towards maybe this one and like, maybe getting a little bit more detail on exactly.
We'd have to get an engineer involved, especially if we're gonna do campsites on.
Yeah, yeah.
To set up, electrical, water and all that, sewer especially. I guess at that juncture, you might as well, do the whole thing. But they're not gonna do, the rest of it's not gonna be, a whole lot. We need a whole lot of details.
Well, I'm just saying like details as far as like obviously probably will, but like this is how much the fence is gonna cost, this is how much LEDs, the cement, you know, the tiling, the grading, everything.
We just get bids.
Yeah, just start putting out the paper for bids for all that stuff.
Bids. Lighting,
Yeah,
astroturf,
yeah. Yeah,
asphalt.
yeah, definitely.
The material we have, the wherewithal to do it, we have all the different those.
Yeah,
Mr. Talaski has lines on, not tile, we will plow that, all that, tile will be trenched in with pea stone,
mm-hmm.
in the field area. So we can trench it with a laser.
Sounds good.
So you have to be nutty with stuff out in the outfield to protect, nutty to the outfield, to protect campers.
Carton, no, camping,
Yeah.
to be a little.
You will get people screwing around.
Huh?
You will get people screwing around on them, you know.
Well, shit, you should see some of these kids at these days, like 200 feet ain't nothing for, I just watched a girl bring these U-10s, last one out of the park last weekend, by like 30 feet.
That's usually actually most of the league fields are 180, so 200 is actually, yeah, Maddox is 180, so 200 is a little bit bigger than Maddox is.
So it's
Yeah.
national from back in the day.
Yeah,
But we actually use a drive.
Be maybe nice to wire in some security cameras and they'll also be able to watch live also.
oh yeah, great idea, yeah. Yep.
Put in, wiring at each pitcher mount for the bang for the pitch machines and drag for. Extension
Like you
cords
said,
there.
do it, man.
Huh?
Like you said, do it, right? Take these things down.
But yeah, just so the public is aware, there are 234 kids, in the surrounding, Harbor Beach and surrounding community that is in the Little League program. So, I mean, it's a lot of kids that, use the ball fields around here and stuff like that, so. Yeah, and there's possibly tournaments.
Two things. One, to service those kids.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Of course.
But if this was put in there where it is, I think it'd be another, you can say economic driver, but it would be revenue source for the city.
Yeah, no, 100%, yeah.
And it would help our
They get some-
service industry.
Yeah, if you get some tournaments going there and stuff like that,
I was just talking to somebody who said that their kid was, I think it might have been like U10 or U8 or something like that, there was a tournament that was like 63 or 65
yeah,
teams.
Johnny's team tournament, yeah.
So, I mean, you're talking 10, 12 kids, a team, a month, you know,
Yeah.
that's enough people.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'd say let's just start getting some bids out and,
That's a number, man.
look at that design and go from there, so.
Is that, are we gonna get professional services? I'll get a proposal from Townley for to do the campsites and stuff, or do we want to go for the community? Chris and Aaron Townley. We got a bunch of eggs in our basket with fleece.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of splitting it up a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'll find with Tony on that project, so. Yep.
Is this possible, waiting for next year though?
That's a possibility. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Thanks to Nick and his creativity.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, if we're gonna be doing all these pictures and stuff, I think we all should have planners.
I think we should all have
It does reflect, it does reflect the city.
Does it? Somebody's pissing me off again.
Yeah.
Bring it down.
All right. City manager updates, kind of do you have anything else on that, or
Yeah,
you
quite a
kind
bit
of?
of stuff, we wanna do that, but we can just go through it quick.
Yeah, sure.
We extended the Sand Beach water contract till the end of September. We're working on, looking at, what it's gonna cost to take that, their distribution system over. Talked before, Maynard, the historian, Bonnie and team was in here last week, did their, field work. Stuff was really smooth, thanks to our first grade staff in his office. We attended the team's meeting with MEDC on the water main grant, that's the one on the main road here, that didn't look too favorable, because of, disadvantaged communities are gonna take, we're not disadvantaged.
Gotcha.
Met with Greg Alexander last week, didn't talk too much about the campground thing, but that's not too much. USDA loan application was submitted last Thursday. We don't know for sure how much we're gonna need to bond for the loan projects, or if we're gonna need the federal budget passed. Keep our fingers crossed now on this appropriation. Hopefully that's all online.
Yep.
And then meet the line above feet.
Yep.
Denny's finishing her codifying process for the, ordinances that should be done. It was a pretty big project. We talked about the US Army Corps of Engineers, already, a little bit in the new. Ray Boswell from Grindstone Harbor contacted me to see if the city was interested in dredging Grindstone. I don't think we got Grindstone. I don't think we want to do the dredging business in our one. Fuel upgrade project at the marina is done. We spent $29,797. We budgeted $40,000. We submitted paperwork to be reimbursed 50/50, so we submitted paperwork for $14,998.50 from the city. We talked about it before, since we agreed to the consent judgment for our next dispute. The Pride of Michigan is gonna meet Harbor Beach tomorrow. Those are part of the Noel Galaxy Foundation. We're gonna pull over by the pier, pull in there, so you can see how that works. DTE has scheduled our underground service to be installed sometime, hopefully before the last week of July. And then Aztec indicated that as soon as it was done, we would come over and pay for it. And then we're finishing up a punch list for that project next week. I have letters of interest from SDSU, Noble Odyssey Foundation, and Harbor Beach Lighthouse Preservation Society about using that Coast Guard garage. We're working on, funding, possibilities to rent for potential renovation. At the same time, an application has been submitted and should be approved shortly to do a hazardous materials assessment on the Coast Guard garage. That's when we will be doing the work, and EDC will foot the bill if we decide to carry it out. Next Recreation Commission meeting is that's their purview, looking at widening the swim area at the beach. I was down there this weekend and had my boat pulled up to the shore in the non-swim area. The beach was packed from one end to the other. It's probably not a good idea for us to have boats there. So we might have to look at putting swimming boots all the way across there. I don't know what the advocates about that. Those beaches was silent. We provided Ask Me Union with some budget information and other information for their request. We were ready for the negotiations coming up.
They did get all their info done, what they asked for.
Last couple things too, talked about doing this project. I would like to see that the city hire an engineer to look at fixing up exterior of this building, basically mostly the base and the balconies, to deal with that. And then to come up with a plan to renovate parking lot, including some landscaping, prior to or in conjunction with the State Street project in 2007. Go around, the parking lot's terrible, the ramp going up in there is all busted up, then the block around the perimeter of the building needs to be addressed and stuff.
What about a lighted sign?
Huh?
What about a sign out there,
Yeah.
digital sign?
Yeah, some island, some landscaping, just,
Yeah.
you know, some, I think it might be not too costly. We need to do something with the parking lot, like Nick's gonna, put a pipe through on the east side, right? So that's gonna get tore up, to take care of the problem here when we put the main in.
Yeah.
I'd also like to hire another engineer to come up with a problem or a project and some cost estimates to do an upgrade in the downtown area where our alley goes by used to be Al's, Townley's lot is, those parking lots, and all those buildings there, where we could do something to spruce that up in the future, get a cost estimate and some renderings, what we want it to look like, cause that's, we fixed up some other areas in town, and that's probably, in my eyes, one of the ugly looking spots.
Spruce it up, definitely. Well, is there a way that, or is it possible to like require them to clean that up, like whoever owns behind those buildings there, and it's, I agree, it's terrible.
It's
Gang stuff.
ordinances, but they're probably within the ordinance, you know, for that.
Well, you can clean up like overgrown
Yeah.
scrub and stuff like that. Could use it, see what the next one. Okay.
So I don't know what anybody thinks, feels about that, maybe something we could lay out and be looking at a year or two down the road. And then the last thing that might help spruce up looking at things just to make our town more appealing is, 3 new welcome signs at the entrances of town. With some of those, kind of age and stuff, and throw it out with news, it's pretty cool things out there. So that's all I got.
Can I add something? There was an email at the end of last week from the Michigan Association of Municipal Clerks. There is a $10,000 grant we can apply for to update our ADA compliance here. You're not guaranteed the grant, but if you get the grant, you have to have the work done in 120 days. It has to be up to spec with ADA.
Fix
Our
that
doors
ramp.
can be fixed, our ramp can be fixed, there's different options, but we have to get our application in next week when it opens up.
That's good.
We won't have to go for secrets.
Yeah. Sounds great. Alright, anything else? Ron, good?
I'm good.
Alright, thanks for the updates, appreciate it. Alright, item I, golf carts. So, Pierce Road, talking, Eric Tamlin. The way we did it, I guess, didn't work out. So what he was suggesting is, he emailed me here. So the temporary, traffic control orders, were really limited to road work or heavy maintenance. So, the way we did it, we couldn't do it. So, I guess he said, given the city's plans to have golf carts travel along, another path down the road, he'd like to propose the installation of standard golf cart warning signs of the appropriate size and bottom height within the standards of the signs. These signs could be installed just north of Section Line Road for northbound traffic and south of the nature trail parking area for southbound traffic. The idea here would be to warn motorists of the possible presence of golf carts, but would not require any changes to speed limits. So, he's gonna go ahead and, install some golf cart signs on Pierce Road for us. So, and then, again, the speed limit is not gonna be lowered, right? So, but I guess that where we're at now is everyone still good with putting the signs out there and educating the public that we're gonna allow golf carts out there, till we can get that, path done. So, I think everybody's good with that. I also did reach out to, Jamie Lehrman at, Caseville, and I talked to Todd about it, so Todd did get this information for us right here. It's the, allowing, doing a golf cart connector route on state trunk line highways. So, we're gonna go ahead, if everybody's good with it, so what it would be is we would be able to allow golf carts on 25 and 142. So on 142, you could go from Fifth Street to the light. And then on 25, you can go from Fairway Drive to Lido Avenue. You'd be able to allow golf carts.
Fairway or Marble?
Go all the way to Fairway.
Bartlett Street, it's on the map,
Is it Bartlett? Okay, I thought
If
it
you
was-
look on the last page, the green is where you can go. On North Huron Avenue, you're gonna take a look at it, there's green and, I'll call it pink, I apologize.
No, you're good.
So going northbound, it's 30 miles an hour all the way to between Carrington and Wood Street. But coming south on 25, it turns 30 at Lido Avenue. I don't know if MDOT will change those speed limits to match up, it's kind of a weird situation there. We can't move the signs to coordinate with each other. But again, I don't think, I think we're splitting hairs there.
Yeah, so we can at least go from Lido.
I just wanna make sure the council's aware of exactly where they legally can go.
Yep.
If we get this. I talked to Eric today, and he said that in the permit, it says that, we're responsible for all signs, the cost of it all. And I'm not holding him to it, I told him just estimate, he said roughly 12 signs it would take to mark these out. To have golf carts downtown, if it's allowed if we meet their standards. So, can I, say something else about Pierce Road? Can I add to that?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And I'm not disagreeing with the council, if the council wants it, I understand, that's what you guys want. It's illegal to drive a golf cart down that road. Just because the Harbor Beach City Council says that we can or are gonna allow it, the Harbor Beach Police Department has to look the other way. But they still can be written by the county, the state, the DNR, and any other law enforcement agency over there. And I think it could be unfair to, and I wanna choose my words, cause I don't wanna, I want the citizens to be aware that they can be written for that. I don't want them to be, and blame the city, the council, or anybody else if they do get a ticket by an outside agency. But it's still illegal for that to happen. But the decision, I respect you guys, and I respect the council's decision on that.
Any questions on anything there? So,
No, how serious are we thinking about letting them on the highway? I mean, in my opinion, I'd sooner have golf carts on Pierce Road than on the main highways where there's semis routine trafficking, and I just don't. I don't know. I'm not huge on having them on the main roads. It kinda keeps them at bay in, you know, side streets and just kinda out of major traffic, I guess. Seems to me that, you know, it's unfortunate that it's illegal. It would've been, you know, just because there's not, you know, seniors that are through town and stuff like that. 16-year-olds, because their brother and sister has, they're welfare.
yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of semis in Lexington and, Caseville as well, and they did this, golf cart connector route for the last, I believe, 5 years. They haven't had an issue, you know, so, I don't believe if we do it, you're gonna have, you know, 500 golf carts on the main roads and stuff. You might just have somebody swing around and be able to get to a house or so, you know, maybe take a right on Fifth Street to get to Speedy Q, or, we already have so much access with our side streets. I don't think you're still gonna have a bunch of, traffic on the state roads, but it'd still be nice to, you know, be able to do it, especially if we're allowed to. So,
Yeah, it's another point if you're allowed to.
yep. So,
We-
does anybody have any, I guess, does anybody be good with moving forward with having Todd, I guess you kind of get a hold of the state police to get the permit for this state trunk line, right, the golf connector route? I
Yeah,
believe.
it's laid out in how this goes.
Yep.
We need a resolution, before we actually get the permit, I gotta get it passed. Resolution, notify the state police, the county, us, the DNR, whoever is around the area. I gotta notify them officially, and then we can get the permit. They laid out pretty good in here.
Okay.
So, it's all attached in that packet I gave you, at the next meeting or this
So the
meeting.
next meeting, we just pass the resolution that we wanna do the golf cart connector route, and then from there you can move forward with everything.
Correct.
Okay. Any other questions on the golf carts? Okay. We already waived the fee for, item K, garage door.
Our, one of the sheriff's deputy hit our garage door this weekend. I had DPW look at it today, and it's out of commission.
Texting and driving or what?
I don't, we're still under investigation. So we had Vance come out today, and they're getting us a quote on the door that's damaged. And I asked them if they would look at the other 3 doors back there that are all in terrible shape. I would ask that I can call them and say cancel one of the quote on all 4, or if you guys would like after the meeting to go back there and take a look at the doors and then make a decision, or I can see what the quotes are on for 1 door or all 4. But the doors have seen better days.
Yeah, no, I would say get a quote on all of them. I mean, I'm sure they've been there for 30 years.
They've never been
or
changed since I've
longer,
been
right?
here, so
I mean,
yeah.
about the openers.
What's that?
How about the openers? Any new too?
We actually have 2 openers back there. The one's never, again, hasn't been changed either, so, I mean, it'd be nice to get openers for them all.
Well, just get the one, maybe the ones which are new to your phones now too,
Yeah,
so.
well, that's above my pay grade, but okay, yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't hurt getting a quote for all of them, right? So, yeah, I have no problem with that.
4 doors.
Yeah, you
Well,
will,
we're in
yeah.
before, there's 7 doors total. Look at the other 3, the one around the corner was hit this year. We're on the southwest corner. That one's had a new panel
Yeah.
What we're talking about upgrading the outside of the facility anyway over the next 2 years, and if they're all here, we can do them all at one time, same group here, I'm sure it'll be a discount rate.
Yeah. You maybe add those 3 on top?
Yep, we'd
Okay.
have to get some measurements, so.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, I'm sure they'll quote it both ways, either for one or for
Yeah.
7.
I'm sure they'll have a price breakdown for each store, right, because they're all being measured out, so yeah, that's what I would say. Sounds good?
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. That is it for the admin, we'll go to the DPW back truck.
So. Joe and I went to Haney Company, Jack Haney Company, a couple, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, and looked at a back truck, it's a 2019. There's minimal hours on it, I think 600 hours on the mowers. Kind of checks all the boxes for what we've used. We're hoping to get it under 300,000, they came back at 350. I told them that, council said we have a problem with 350, so they came back at 335. So, I went back and forth with them a little bit.
Yeah.
So, just hoping to see what everybody's opinion is, if we proceed.
Does it have a warranty?
It does, a 60-day full warranty and 90-day parts. For as many hours a year as we use it after the lead service lines are done, probably should last us easily 20 years. We buy it, use it for 2 or 3 years, probably hold its value pretty easy too.
Yeah. I think it'll be beneficial for the city to have it.
Yeah, obviously,
That's where I'm love it.
the biggest issue is gonna be the story of it.
Yep.
It's gonna have to require probably moving the body truck out of this building, remodeling or revamping the door at the reach out up Pierce Road to get that truck
Yeah.
in there. So it'll take a little bit of keep it out, so it might sit outside for a little bit. It's gonna be good time to run this or doing that, but you see the breakdown of all the costs and everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if this is too high too, we can keep looking through it.
I don't know, I mean, I think with the limited amount of hours and miles on everything and it being fairly new, yeah, I would say we go with this one. So. Sam, Adam, your thoughts on the DPW committee?
Did Brian put any input into it?
Yeah, we've talked about it. Done quite a bit together. Ryan's not as big on the back truck as maybe I am, but definitely has its uses for sure. It'll definitely make things safer for digging during emergency situations. Ease, like for instance, doing that driveway up at water plant the other day, we had to dig those holes in for the bumpers for out from the doors there. It only taken minutes to do that, so I'm trying to get back on in there to all. We just would like
Yeah, no, I mean, it's gonna make us way more efficient in a lot of projects that we do, so. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm good with it, so. I guess, what are you looking for, I guess,
We're gonna do the lead service line, that's the big, what else do we use?
Well, it's just like the transmission main, for instance.
I guess I don't know that it's capable.
The transmission main
Oh.
project that we have to do some inspection work to go down and see where actual elevations of where pipes are, so we can take that, we can get some hires, and we can come in, do those inspections, we can suck out a hole 2 foot wide, 8 feet deep, and find the top of the main. There's tanks at the wastewater plant, that'll be easy to clean out. Catch basins, right now, back truck will clean out, the street sweeper will clean out catch basins, but probably do twice as many the jetter. There's a jetter that goes on the front of it, so instead of having a hole behind the trailer behind it, there's a jetter on 200 foot with additional hose on there. And then as you're jetting, you're also able to suck all that crap that's coming back, instead of boot right down, you go through, blow all these roots out, blow all the debris out, it goes through the sewer system down to the lift station at the beach, plugs up the pump. If we would've had that, potentially, if we would've had that 2 weeks ago, when we had that plug, we had, right up front of the resort there, we took the jetter down there, unplugged it, that big wad of rags shot right out, right into the pump. So we pulled pump part, that's a couple hours, pulled pump part, got a 5-gallon bucket of rags out of there. 2 days later, same thing, plugged up again, got the jetter out, unplugged it, shot right into the, cause there's no buffer between, if we had the suction going, we probably could suck that before we had it into the lift station. You could use it for, power wash and sidewalk stuff in town, with a, 2,000 gallons of water instead of 500 gallons of water on the tank. I mean, there's a.
So it has a lot of daily use out of it.
oh,
Fair,
yeah,
fair.
absolutely, yeah.
Who would reduce their impairment, street sweeper?
Yeah, for sure, especially for one service, so, that, dig those holes, that's really hard out on the street sweeper. And the street sweeper's still useful, obviously, right, so, yeah, we're gonna run 15, 20 years on that, with just sweeping the streets with it.
Yeah. Yeah, let's say move forward with it. We'll go to the police committee,
So, make a motion on that, or what to?
oh yeah, I will make the motion to move forward, with that truck.
Alright, I'll second.
Motion by Tar, seconded by Caitlin to approve, purchasing back truck. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Do we need
Police,
to do this at council?
what's that?
Do we need, if you're purchasing this, doesn't this need to be at council? Like it's around-
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, of course, yeah, we're approving it to go to council.
Okay, sometimes we do something.
Oh. but-
Yeah, no, we're approving it to go to council, Jenny, yeah. Yeah, that's what that was, yeah, definitely. Open up the police committee, item A, 225 to 227 South Second Street update.
Real quick, since it's running late, we got it, deemed, condemnable. That was by court order, we got it signed, so that one we can do anytime. We're still working on 110 Lytle Avenue. Ron talked to the lawyer today, so I'm gonna let him kind of give you a little brief on that, I don't wanna misspeak, so.
The property owner at 110, has agreed to turn the property over to the city, should it be demoed. Had Kyle do a, title search. There was 3 liens on that property, there's still 1 on that property. So the issue being that if she turns it over to us, and we spend whatever number of dollars tearing down that structure, that company can come back against us up to $25,000, which is probably really a lot of bad debt at some point. So, Kyle's recommendation is to go a little bit different way if we're gonna, the owner to agree that she will allow the city to tear down the structure. And then we'll, go for bids, obviously tear down the structure, and then put the cost of the demo on the tax bill. And then at some juncture, when the property comes up for auction on the county for lack of property tax, which is gonna be next spring, so like 2 years anyway, then at that junction, the city could purchase the property, but it'd have to do it as a bid, because that law changed.
Yeah.
Or we not do anything with it, and then whoever purchased the property would have to pay whatever money they get for it goes to pay the taxes first, which would be, you know, the demo cost. Either way, would be a lot safer. The other way we were gonna do it was we'd have actually control of the property.
Yeah.
This way, we still can get the building tore down, but we're gonna be exposed on what we recover when the property does get sold.
So we need to decide if we wanna tear down 225/227 soon, or do we wanna wait and do them together, but we don't know when that, depending on what you guys decide, how long that can
I
take.
say we tear it down soon.
Do Second Street right now. The other one might only be a month behind, but it could be several months.
Yeah, just, you know, if we run into, you know, I mean, is there a way we could put the demo bid out for both and then,
That's like the problem gonna be.
you know, just put them out for both and then whenever that gets done, they can do that house.
That's a great idea.
So, that's what I said.
Then there's, you know, I don't know if we want to wait or not, but right now we use that demo money to tear down those other 2 buildings in town.
Yeah.
That fund is, there's no money right now,
Yeah.
but could be possibly in next year.
Yeah.
That would be more geared towards commercial buildings, so.
I'd be great to get rid of those eyesores, you know, and then hopefully some
So
of these.
we'll go for bids for both of them.
Yeah.
We can execute the one right away, and then we'll have to wait till we get clear.
Yeah. Good with that, Tom?
That's perfect.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think we're done.
That's what happens in the future.
Yeah.
Yes.
Motion second.
8:30.